Race highlights then from stock action at Aragon. This was the first start because we had a red flag later on. Muñoz getting the whole shot ahead of Marco Garcia, the number 8. But it was soon the 2 title heavyweights, as it has been the story throughout. With Eric Fernandez up in second, a red flag for a crash at turn 7 involving Kike Ferrer, but he is okay. So we're told the race restart. Muñoz again, whole shot ahead of Fernandez. Fernandez was digging deep though, he had no other option. He had to try and ruffle the feathers of Danny Muñoz. There was this riot going on for 4th place, it was between Muñoz, Garcia and Rodriguez. They were swapping paint at every corner possible, including turn 4 and 5. But at the front, things were closing down a bit, and in the slipstream, Eric Fernandez, who'd only won 1 race up until today, hit the front. It was a 6-lap sprint on the restart, so it was a dash for the cash. This crash for Alex Mian at the exit of the corkscrew, that was at turn 9. Unfortunately, that was the end of his race. Fernandez's tactic was to try and back Muñoz down and into the pack. Muñoz was wise to it and he came back through ahead of Fernandez, but at the end of another lap, this was going into the last lap, Fernandez came back around the outside and parked it in the middle of the apex, and Muñoz actually clipped with his shoulder and his brake lever the exhaust of Fernandez's bike. So a lap later, Muñoz knew what he had to do, and that was to get back ahead. The 2 were swapping paint. This was in the final corner, and despite a run to the line, it was Fernandez who won the battle, but the war was won by Danny Muñoz. A 2nd place finish for the 2nd time this year sees him become champion, the first in the stock class in its own race, whilst Fernandez is the race winner for the 2nd time in his season, joining up with Ferrer. First scenes in Parc Fermé were emotional for Muñoz, who celebrates his first title in stock and a bright future ahead of him, depending on what path he chooses.